This is the Stellar Sea Eagle, the largest eagle in the world. This thing is a freaking dinosaur, and you do not want it to chase you because it will snatch you. Welcome back, my loyal subscribers. I'm back again with another Canon EOS R review. I've had more time to use it, so I know last time we learned vlogging with it is not great unless you definitely have an IS lens. In this case, I still don't, but I'm trying to hold it as firmly as I can with one hand right now. And I had a really good chance to test it out at the zoo, like I like to test cameras and lenses. And I have to say I'm impressed, so stick around. I'm going to show you some impressive images and give you some thoughts on autofocus modes, features, just in general thoughts about, now that I'm using the camera more, how I feel about it. I know this camera when it came out was a big letdown, so let's see if it still seems like that after a while. So this lens can track a cat while it's eating, so that's a good sign. Welcome back, my hello subscribers. Welcome to my computer. All right, so as promised, I'm going to go through a couple of criteria, and this is an evaluation based on my uses of this new EOS R combined with the Sigma 70-200. I feel like this was the best lens I've been able to test the camera with because it's newer, and therefore AF speed, everything's up to speed, up to the modern technology. So let's get started. This was a trip to the zoo. I love going to the zoo because it helps me test how the camera will function with unexpected shots that I want to take with a variety of animals. Some static, some moving, some are always elusive and hiding everywhere, like the tiger you see on my screen. This was taken with the EOS R 70-200 2.8. So let's get started. I have 7 sections I want to cover along as we go. One of them is AF modes, AF speed, responsiveness, usability, the touch dial, the IS, the vlogging capability, and video in general. So let's get started. This image you see is Balboa Park. I took this from the 7th floor of a building nearby across the street. This was taken at 200mm and 2.8. Middle of the day. There's a ton of great image quality in the EOS R. It did not disappoint me. Again, like I usually mention, my images are fully processed as I would present them myself. I'm not going to show you something bland and raw. So I'm showing you an end result with all the corrections I would make, effects, etc. If you don't like that, I'm sorry, but I like it, so let's do this. All right, first of all, this image is showing off the 70-200's quality, the new Sport Sigma. This thing is amazing. It is one of my favorite lenses. Look at the contrast, the sharpness. There's just a lot of detail in here. And this image also shows us the dynamic range of the EOS R. We've got the highlights in the sky and the shadows in the trees. So we've got a little bit of everything, different elements. And as you can see, with the appropriate color grading, I was able to make this otherwise dull image, which is what raw images look like, look great and give it a bit of a filmic look. That's what I was going for. All right, next image. This was, okay, so AF modes, just to start off. In an image like this, I would not be using servo. That building is not moving anytime soon. So, there's no eye autofocus. That's a bummer. Obviously, coming from an A7 III, that's kind of sad and you have to adapt to it. But there were 2 primary modes I used. One was spot point tracking, which I will explain has a bit of quirks. And I used single spot in servo mode. Well, both of them were in servo. Obviously, tracking is servo. And that was the best one for me. I used that one most of the time. So let's get started. I was using either one of those modes, and I don't remember which image was with what, but I will point out that whenever I missed a shot, I was using the tracking. So if I was using spot servo, I typically got the shot. I didn't struggle. So this suspended thingy that I cannot remember what it's called right now was moving. So this was a good chance to test the slow to medium speeded subject moving from and towards me. You can see it's sharp and it's at 200 millimeters. This is another one. This one was coming towards me. No complaints. The lens and the camera combination matter. The 70-200 is the fastest lens I've used on the EOS R. When I compare that to the 50mm 1.4, which is not known to be fast, the EOS R does not shine. So keep that in mind. Modern lens, better focusing system, the camera shines more. Same thing for video, sorry. All right, here's another one of these gondolas. There we go, they're called gondolas. They're freaking gondolas. It's called a damn gondola. I like this shot, and I gave it black and white look to look more classic. So these are coming towards me. So AF modes, the servo excellent. I mean, it's dual pixel autofocus. It's amazing. Everyone already knows this. The tracking is good, but in a case like this picture, where there's a lot going on, if the subject is not clearly defined, your tracking is going to fail. So this is what happened here. I was trying to track the camel, but since there's so much going on, my tracking squares were moving all over the place, and as you can see, I missed the camel because of that. And that's an easy shot. The camel's not even moving. So tracking has its quirks. If this camel had been around here, closer to me, I don't think that would have happened. So here's a second shot. Here, I switched to the spot servo, and I nailed it. It's between these people and the camel being fed, it's not a big distance, but it matters because it's not going to be sharp, you know, like on this previous image. That's why I showed you that one. All right, so capturing movement, putting my servo single spot point on the bird. I was aiming for the face and just recomposing. So I purposely put my square around this area or this area, and I framed the bird. Another thing to notice is the AFs. Okay, so number one, AF modes, they're excellent. Servo single spot, though, is going to be your best bet for tracking something. Number two, AF speed, excellent. Just get the right lens with the current technology that is going to catch up to your expectation. Otherwise, you're using a 51.4 that's, what, 15, 20 years old? You're not going to expect the same results. Number three, responsiveness and usability. Okay, so I'm walking around the zoo. I'd say it's easy to use, comparing it to a Sony that I've been using for longer. The grip of the camera is good. I'm just going to show you images as I talk. It's a comfortable grip. I want to get the battery grip, but if I don't really miss it. Not like with my Sony where I definitely need a grip. The OLED on top to peek at your settings. Oh, here's Timon waiting for Bay. Go watch Lion Kings in theaters. I'm not sponsored, but yeah. Timon tells you to. Yeah. That OLED on top, kind of useless to me. It's nice to see my settings, but it's not a need. So I'm not crazy about it, but it's nice to have. Battery life. After this full day of the zoo, I use about half of the battery, which isn't bad. I had a spare ready to go. I was at the zoo for 3 hours, and I'd say autofocus was demanding on the camera during those 3 hours. So I can compare that to maybe an event or a wedding. I would probably need 2, maybe a third battery. So that's not bad. Okay, the best thing from usability, and I give it 5 stars on this, is the touchscreen. This is something I really missed, and Sony has not added a touchscreen with this functionality that flips. The flip screen is amazing. I love it when I film myself as well, or for low or high angles, which I can do with my Sony, so that's not a big thing, but the touch screen functionality itself is excellent. Focusing, moving the focus point, in my opinion, beats a damn joystick. The joystick slows me down. I love the touch screen. Okay, so now that I'm on this photo was taken 1/50th of a second, 200 millimeters. The camera doesn't have IS, so I was depending on the lens, and it's not, I can see it's not perfect, but it's not bad. So this is definitely a thing to keep in mind. IS will work. Look, this one's even worse. But, and this was my fault, I forgot to push up the shutter speed. The IS is good on lenses, but I would have preferred they added IS in body so that you can combine it with the lens, or if a lens doesn't have it, you have it in the body. There's those little things. Even this one is not, I messed up on the shutter speed here. Who would think a turtle could move fast enough to be a little blurred? Guess it could happen. All right, use snake. So these are just, okay, here we go again. Okay, so this time I was not using tracking. The reason I missed this shot is because the single spot square was too big to focus on this thin neck. So luckily, you can make it smaller. However, that's a couple extra button presses that I did not do in the moment. But looking back, I would definitely maybe customize a setting so that I can get to that quicker. Because had I had a smaller focus square, I could take advantage of the whatever 5,000 points they're bragging about. So on the next one, I actually nailed it, but I had to aim around here, a chunkier area. Using the small, taking advantage of the small and the medium single point size will help you not miss shots like this. Yeah, monkeys. I love this picture of the baboon. That's a fishing cat. Never seen one before, but it reminded me of my own cats. This lens and camera combo was just so great. All right, these are my favorite shots because tigers are very shy. They hide from people or they're sleeping all the time. And I was lucky to get them moving. So at first I was like, oh, this is the best I'm going to get. And I was actually manually focusing because this cat was pacing too fast. So I had to manually focus. This one's good. This one's all right. I went around and the tigers were active. The first time I've ever seen at the zoo. And here we go. This was perfect chance to test the servo with the spot. I was not doing tracking with the whole area. Just the one spot. I kept it on the cat with the composition I wanted. I just followed the cat. You can see I stayed around this area. Next picture. It's still around the same area. Excellent sharpness. I got shots I thought I wasn't even going to get. I thought I was going to miss a lot of these, but you can just tell the sensor quality combined with this lens, it's just beautiful images. I'm so excited to actually use this at a wedding and not keep it in my bag as a backup. Look at this quality. Of course, a lot of it went into my editing to make this look how I wanted, make it stand out. I love this picture. The eyes in focus. I know Sony's got the IIF now, but I did not miss. With a 2.8, I guess it's a little easier from a distance. This is my favorite picture. I flipped it so that I could put on my wallpaper. I love this shot. I like the crop better. Obviously, these freaking wires are for the safety, but they ruined most of the angle. I would have preferred to have more of the body. But this crop is good enough for me, regardless of this out of focus wire. No complaints. What else do I want? Details on the sensor are great. This is near macro, but it's not. I'm just zooming in all the way. 30 megapixels. I got rid of my A7R II because it was slowing me down. I just got so used to the touchscreen on the Sony A7 III that I kind of craving the touchscreen, and having the EOS R instead of that, it's really making my life easier. This is a failed shot right here. I think it was an issue of shutter speed here. I had to adjust the different conditions. This one's not bad. Oh, a little soft, so not perfect. These are great. I never get a chance to take pictures of these type of hawks, so I was really excited that they were active and moving around so I can get better angles. These are pictures I'm gonna print and just put in my house, put in my office. I love these birds, and I just love that I was able to get them in such high quality that in the moment I did not expect to see. It wasn't until I opened them on my computer that I was like, wow, this is incredible. Made me love these birds even more. I love this shot. I posted it on my Instagram if you haven't seen it. This is the Stellar Sea Eagle, the largest eagle in the world. This thing is a freaking dinosaur, and you do not want it to chase you because it will snatch you. This thing ain't gonna play with you. It's gonna snatch you. Shit, man. Look at this. Oh, yeah, so good. Caught some, I think they're peacocks. They're female peacocks, but apparently they had a path to walk and I was in their way. So you'll see the next pictures. They're like, why the hell are you not moving? He started walking sideways. All right, this monkey's just living its best life. So is this one. And this one's just kind of jealous of how comfortable these other two are. Cakes! All right, these were taken with the 50-1.4. Now, in this situation, I don't care how fast that autofocus is, you know? It's a product type shot. It's not going to demand a lot of it. So it was good in this case. And I believe, yeah, I did use servo on this just because I might move by accident. This is my favorite shot. This is a cheesecake. If you haven't been to Extraordinary Desserts, go claim your cake. Yeah! This is not a commercial. I'm not sponsored. It's just so good. That's an apple fritter looking thing. It is super sweet though, but it is good. Oh my god. Okay. We said there's no IS. I had the chance to shoot the same shot at night, which I was very happy with. But I didn't have a tripod. So I actually hand-held this shot, and I improved my previous fail of at 1/50th or 1/60th. This was 1/6 of a second, even slower at ISO 6400. And yeah, boy, I feel I could have edited a little better, but the main subject's very clear, and I didn't get camera shake. This was also taken with the same setting, 1/6 of a second. No tripod. The lens IS did its job. No complaints. But imagine if the bodies had it. I wouldn't have to depend on the lens because lots of times your lens doesn't have it. Obviously, you get a tripod, you solve your problems. All right, so that's my images. So AF modes, we'll go down to 7 items that I had listed. Single spot servo, awesome. Tracking needs work. Maybe firmware can help on that. Number 2, AF speed. It depends on the lens. On a 17-35 F2.8 Tamron, the new one, it works great. I've been using that to vlog and record myself. 50-1.4, it's decent. It's not razor sharp, super fast, but it's decent. 70-200, amazing. I didn't miss any of the shots I actually really wanted to get. It was responsive. Number 3. Responsiveness and usability. I give this 5 stars. Oh, by the way, AF modes 5 stars, AF speed 4 stars because of that tracking thing. Responsive usability, I give it 5. It was so comfortable to use even without a grip. I adjusted really quickly, even coming from a Sony, because the touchscreen does so much and it's so easy to get adjusted. Number 4, the touch dial. I didn't talk about that. The touch dial, I gave a 3. I set it to ISO so I can go straight to ISO 50, which was a bit hard to access without the menu. and then I put the right side of the touch dial pad, whatever that thing's called, to auto ISO. I give it a 3. It's not that great. It's quirky. It actually made my camera freeze a couple times, so I have started to use less of it, and I have not noticed the same freezing. So they need to fix that either in firmware. I don't know what they're going to do. But if you don't use it or minimally use it, you're going to be good. Okay, number 5, IS. The camera doesn't have it. That's a 0. But if your lens has it, you're going to be probably giving it 4 out of 5 stars because it works. And 1/6 of a second shot made me happy. Number 6, vlogging. I made a video about this, but once again, this camera has everything you would want to vlog except the stabilization. The electronic stabilization. What the? Can't even speak. What the hell? Electronic stabilization is not good enough. You need the lens on it with stabilization. Otherwise, your vlogging is going to look crappy. It looks like you're freaking shaking non-stop, uncontrollably. That gets a 3 because it gets the job done. It's just freaking shaky. All right, number 7. Last one. Overall video quality, I give it a 4. It's amazing. I like the colors. I like the autofocus. All my videos lately have been filmed on the EOS R. And standard profile. I haven't even gotten into the log because I just don't want to be color grading, but I will work on that soon. I do kind of miss color grading. I haven't done a lot of video jobs lately. It's more the photo stuff, but the video autofocus is amazing. Colors are nice. The flip screen makes your life easy. Overall, this camera is gonna get the job done. Obviously, it doesn't have IAF, IS, all those fancy features that make Sony stand out, make Fuji stand out, even some of the new Nikon Z6, Z7. But Canon EOS R is not a bad camera. It's awesome. I love using it. It's one of my favorite cameras I've ever had alongside my A7 III. You just got to know the limitations and work around it. You can complain and argue like, yeah, Canon is like kicking us in the face, in the butt. They know they can do better and they don't for the price point. But it is what it is. It fits my needs. I'm pretty sure it could fit your needs if you're doing strictly photo or even video. This is not a sport camera, so don't expect it to be a sport camera. I see it more as a portrait wedding event. Even though it has one SD card, I'm actually going to have a workaround that and get the wireless passport SD card backup so that I can instantly copy all my SD images and then just shove the card back in and continue shooting. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. I know this is very controversial camera, but to me the evidence is in the shots and the colors, the results. I'm happy with it. There were times where I missed, but I literally showed you when I missed, and it was only 2 or 3 times. It's not bad. I love this camera, and I'm going to keep it. I'm going to use it for professional work. I'm even using old manual lenses on it now to try it out. So there's a lot more to come, and I'll report back, and hopefully it can help you if you're like deciding if you want this or not. And from my end, I do wedding photography and portraiture. Here and there, I do video production, but my focus is photography, and these cameras work for me. A7 III combined with a Canon EOS R. I have vital key lenses on each system with the ability of using EF Canon on my Sony seamlessly. Not at the same speed, but good enough for different things, depending on what you're doing. So I'm actually waiting for Canon to release a Pro version, and if it hits all the spots, I'm willing to add on another R mirrorless professional level, or more pro than this one, because I don't consider this one to be like a amateur camera. I consider it professional. All right, enough talking. Damn, I talk a lot. I don't even know how long this video is. All right, thank you so much. I hope you keep watching. I'm going to be posting more EOS R, and I will post more Sony videos soon. I've got a lot of new lenses coming in that as I'm trading in, trading out, selling, replacing, refining my kit, we'll have a lot of good stuff out there soon. So thanks a lot. We're at 100, almost 120 subscribers, so that's awesome. I thought I would forever be stuck at 1, which was myself. Let's see if we can get to 150.